Yes, Markov is invincible for brief periods of time.
How's our trapper?
Ready as ever.
Medic, how about you?
Shags, it is Grizzle Marine here, and we're back with another video, fucking finally! Right, let's jump the shit out of this shit. No, I'm not really playing live. This is Abe gameplay I got today. I also got the Abe Elite skin, so I kind of wanted to show that off. But I've got a lot of shit I needed to tell you guys in this video. Mainly where the fuck I've been. And also loads of shit that's been going on with Evolve, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit. But you can look at this skin, it looks absolute beast. I love the blue and gold. Some of you were asking what my Hyde Elite skin was, Hyde skin was, and yes, it is the Elite skin for Hyde, because you might have seen that golden minigun. But anyway, the reason I haven't been uploading very consistently is because I've been busy as shit. I'm in my last year of school. For those of you in England, I'm in upper 6th, so you might know what that means, but if you don't, then it doesn't matter. But either way, I've just got a lot of work going on, so I haven't had much time to play Evolve, or even upload Evolve, so that's why I've been, you know, very lacking on the uploads lately. And then when I've actually got time to upload, I normally upload something very crappy, you know, standard, a bit like my Kraken gameplay, because I haven't really had time to do something really good. But now I've got a little bit of time to do something good for this video, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this. So one question that I've been getting lately is, when is Behemoth coming out? And I don't know why people have been asking me, because I don't work at Turtle Rock. I don't know what the progression of Behemoth is. But I can give you an estimation to when I think Behemoth will come out. So with most games, you normally find that DLCs come out maybe 2 to 3, maybe even 4 months after launch. I mean, look at Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. They only brought out their DLC in January, and of course you will know that the Advanced Warfare came out. It was obviously November, so, you know, it takes quite a bit of time to actually bring out a DLC. And when I did show you that footage of the Behemoth, you can see that, you know, it's still in development. I think you probably find the actual monster is finished itself, and it looks finished, but the one thing that they have to do, and I'm sure it takes a long time to do, is balancing the monster. Balancing it out is probably the hardest thing. You've got to make sure that it's equal with the hunters. If it's not equal, then you're going to have the same problem that we have with the Wraith right now. The Wraith is a great monster and a really fun monster to play with, but you guys will know it's a very, very overpowered monster in comparison to Goliath and Kraken, and doesn't take too much skill to win with it. Some of you might actually bitch at me for that, but that is just how it is at the moment. So they probably need to make sure they do the same thing with Behemoth, because as you know, it's got a lot of life, and so whether they need to nerf or buff certain skills it has, you know, it does take quite a long time to make sure that it's ready for the game. So long and short of it, I don't really know when Behemoth is coming out. I would have thought sometime towards this summer. That might not be what you want to hear, but, you know, you've got to wait quite a while after the game's release. And remember, we only got the game in February, and that was, you know, only just about a month ago from now. So, you know, you've got to be waiting a little bit. They can't bring out a DLC straight after the game's just come out. So I reckon summer holidays, that's when people are going to be playing more, and also that's going to give them a lot more time to then develop it and make sure that it's well balanced, because they don't want to bring out a monster that's completely unbalanced. As well as the next tier of hunters, and I'm assuming that they're also going to bring out some more patches, some more nerfs and buffs, because of course the more the game develops and the more that people play it, they're going to be able to see what, you know, needs buffing, what needs nerfing, and then it'll get a lot of a better game. Now, if you've been keeping up with the Evolve news, you will know you've got a chance of getting yourself one of these amazing gold skins for all the monsters. Evolve basically had these gold skins just for the developers, but now they're going to try and release it out to the public. So I'm pretty sure that if you play Evolve on Saturday or Monday, March 9th, at some point during the day, then you automatically get the skin. I'm not completely sure on that, but I think that's what the post states. So if you do play on those days, then later on next week, hopefully before March 14th, everyone who's played on those days should get gold skins for their monsters. Now, this would be pretty epic if it was just for a few people, but it sounds like everyone has a chance of getting this. So I'm not sure how it works, but if anyone knows particularly, then they can put it in the comments. But I'm pretty sure that's how it is, and I really can't wait to be able to try one of these skins out, because they look really, really nice. Just so you guys know, though, you need to link your 2K account, or make a 2K account and link it with your PC, Xbox, or PS4. If you don't do this, then you won't get the skin, I'm pretty sure. But if you want any details on it, then you can go to the Evolve website and go on news, and you'll be able to see exactly what you need to do. The other thing that Evolve is going to be bringing out very soon is the Observer mode. You may have heard of this. Basically, it allows you to view games live as they're being played. So you can switch between the Hunters and Monster, and you can look at all points of view, which is a pretty cool little aspect. The only problem I see with this is, say if you're watching your friends play as the Hunters, and you can switch between the Hunters and the Monster, then you could actually tell the Hunters where the Monster is and things like that, and also what stage the Monster's at in terms of eating, which could, of course, give the Hunters a massive advantage, or, you know, vice versa. If someone's playing as the Monster and your friend's watching you, he can tell you exactly where the Hunters are and where to go to avoid them. So hopefully Evolve will have a way of getting around this, because otherwise that's going to be very, very fucking annoying if people are ghosting like that. So in terms of news, that's basically it. Now I wanted to talk more about the players of Evolve and also my gameplay here. So those of you that have been playing Evolve for a while and know exactly what you're doing, you'll get very pissed off with people like this. Start shooting wildlife unnecessarily. It can be really frustrating when you get teams of Hunters that you don't know, and they don't know how to play the game and do stupid shit. It is so fucking annoying. And people cry because they're like, oh my god, Evolve is like running simulator, it's so boring. That is because half the time you're being a fucking idiot shooting wildlife and not knowing how to play the game properly. Genuinely, people just think that it's as simple as, you know, getting in and you'll find the monster easily. They really don't know how to play the game properly, and so they don't have any fun. And that's why so many people have been complaining and saying it's boring. But in all fairness, they are just genuinely quite shit at the game. I'm not being harsh, but, you know, all it takes is for just to look at a few videos of how to play Evolve, and you'll actually be able to do it quite well. But one thing that I can recommend with anyone, and I'll say it to everyone anywhere, if you're going to play Evolve, try and get some friends when you're playing in a Hunter squad, because it can be very frustrating when you get people who literally don't know their roles. And if one player doesn't play their role properly, then the whole Hunter team basically is screwed. And there are also loads of different little tips and tricks that you can learn with Evolve. I mean, one of them I'm using right now, you will see that when I actually go to fire at the monster, I use a thing called auto-aiming, and I did this in my Hunter's tips and tricks video, but for those of you that didn't watch that, you might want to go check it out, because basically, if you point at the monster and you basically spam the aim button, the cursor automatically goes to the monster's head and does double the damage. So it is worth doing, and not a lot of people do it, but genuinely, double the damage, why wouldn't you do it? It's a very simple thing to do, and it works with a lot of the Hunter's weapons. Now, I want to move on to some Kraken gameplay here real quickly. This is just towards the end of the game, and basically, you may or may not have watched my Kraken gameplay that I put on this channel. Basically, I can say now it was a damn awful gameplay. The reason is one, I wasn't very experienced with Kraken, because I honestly, as you guys know, and I've just told you, I haven't had a huge amount of time to play Evolve and get as good at it as I would like to. So anyway, I did take another chance and actually, you know, went and investigated Kraken a bit more, and I became a lot better of a player. For example, in here, although you might say it's a bit stupid going inside as Kraken, it's kind of good because you actually have them in a really tight space and you can do a lot of damage if you're careful. One thing I did say in that gameplay of Kraken was that Banshee Mines weren't very useful. That was a really wrong thing for me to say. Banshee Mines are perhaps one of Kraken's best abilities. Can be really, really useful. So, you know, it's just, I haven't been playing a lot and I've just lost touch with the game a little bit, but hopefully that's going to change. I'm going to try and put more time into it, but the thing is, I also have to concentrate with school. I mean, for instance, I have an exam tomorrow for art, so, you know, it's just shit goes down quite a bit. But you know those videos I was promising about monsters, tips and tricks and all that? I do want to do loads of those. The problem is those videos in particular just take a lot of time to edit and do. But I will be doing a lot of them. Actually, I was just reading a comment while editing this video, and one of you guys said do a tips and tricks video for taking out Wraith. Which I think I might do, because as you guys will know, and I've already said in this video, Wraith is quite overpowered. I keep talking about Wraith as if it's invincible and you can never fucking take it out. Of course you can take Wraith out, it's just you've got to have a good team of hunters most definitely, and you've also got to have good communication and, you know, just the right hunters to take out Wraith. If you don't have any of these things, which most people probably don't when they're playing against Wraith, yes, it is going to be fucking solid to take down a good Wraith player. I mean, you guys will know that certain hunters are better against certain monsters, but you have no idea what monster you're up against in any game because, of course, you can't see what the player player's picking. But if you find that a player's going Wraith, 95% of the time, maybe you should try and pick hunters that you know are definitely good against Wraith. I mean, for instance, against Kraken, I know one of the best hunters against Kraken would be Abe, for instance, because genuinely his stasis grenades really do bring you to the ground if you use it properly. I mean, in this game, not so much. The Abe wasn't too bad to deal with, but I've been in games where the Abe has been able to throw stasis grenades directly where I'm going, and has been really hard to actually get away from the hunters. But even so, if you have the right people in your game in terms of ones that communicate and actually know how to play the roles really well, so you're talking people probably around level 30, 40, then you probably do have a good chance of actually beating the monster. But yeah, communication is important, and not fucking retards shooting animals or running off or splitting off or doing stupid shit in general, which of course we've all experienced. But anyway, back to Kraken. So yeah, I've got a lot better at him, and to be honest, even if I do upload a shitty gameplay of me playing, it doesn't mean that I'm a bad player. Everyone has to start somewhere with everything in Evolve, and especially if someone has been playing a while, of course they're not going to be playing as well as they could. The other thing is, people do put down people a lot who are shit at the game, and it's just because they're new at the game. I mean, let's be honest, if you've never heard of Evolve and you see, a monster against 4 hunters, you're going to buy the game just because it looks fucking epic. So, that's what a lot of people have done, and then realise that they have no idea how to play it and then find it shit. Today, in fact, I actually found a guy who was playing, and he said to me, I literally just got the game, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing, and he literally didn't. He was shit. But I didn't tell him, oh, you're shit, just sell the game, you crap. Genuinely, I said to him, go to the main menu, go to extras, and look at the video tutorials. And he did. And the thing is, he's now going to actually know how to play the game properly. So, you need to kind of help people that aren't so, good at the game, and then they'll get better. But I guess, those ones that are, shit, and then they don't have any fun, then they're just going to sell the game. But I think you'll find that people eventually, you'll find loads of people who know how to play the game, and then you'll get random people who will be able to play the game with you. But anyway, guys, that has basically been a bit of news, and what's been going on with me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Grizzle Marine, out.